Hello there. I wanted to compare these three cameras because I'm going to be upgrading to this camera here, and I've been using this camera here, and of course my cell phone, my trusty cell phone. So I just wanted to do a quick comparison of these three. But before we do that, let's go ahead and give you some quick stats. Here's my Canon PowerShot SX20 IS, and basically the reason I'm going to be upgrading to a regular camera, a video camera that is because of course point and shoot camera that also takes video takes short video. It won't take long video of hours. So and of course trusted name of Canon, I love it. And here we have my Samsung S4, my Samsung S4, and here I have the other Canon that I'm going to be using, which is the Canon Vixia HF R500. And the reason I went with the R500 is because while it does not have it doesn't have its own internal hard drive or flash drive, and it doesn't have the Wi-Fi. I didn't have to pay an extra $150 more for that. I just paid an extra $30 for the 32 gigabyte SD card, and I'm going to check it out now. As far as how I'm recording everything on the Canon, and we're all going to be recording the same thing. We're going to be recording my little studio here, and on the Canon I'm just going to do an MP4 video, and then on my phone, which shut off just quick, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing, an MP4 video. But on the Canon, on the R500, I'm going to actually try out the AVC HD setting because I'm going to be using this for shooting high quality video of concerts in the future. So I wanted to test it out. I'm also going to be testing the audio on all three things to see how it sounds. So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot that and then show you the footage. Thank you. Okay, so I wanted to just give you an idea of what I'm using and the advantages of this. So for example, here I got myself a 32 gigabyte card for the R500 because I was told, or I was led to believe that bigger is better, as we all are usually when they're upselling us. But to tell you the truth, I was with the AVC HD, I was able to get, according to the camera, 4 hours of video with the 32 gigabytes. So quite frankly, I probably could have done it well with the 16 gigabyte. But no harm, no foul. Bigger is better. And if I ever do need 32 gigabytes, like if I'm doing 2 videos one after the other, or if I can't dump it into my computer fast enough, I know I'll have enough space. Here is from my Canon, and this is from the S4, from the Galaxy S4. Of course I need the adapter to be able to read it on my Mac, but and the disadvantage is I have to turn off my phone in order to eject this safely. So that's the only disadvantage of taking large videos with my phone. This is the only way that I know of that I can transfer those videos quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you to the software and see how that looks. Okay, so again, this is the PowerShot, and I'm going ahead and I'm zooming in. The focus doesn't really, stay. It has to refocus, so it takes a little while. This is all on automatic, just to check it out. This is as fast as the zoom goes. Zooming all the way in. Of course, it slows down as it gets a little closer. And zooming all the way out, and then of course it speeds up there. Okay, now this is the audio and the video from my Samsung S4. Of course, we don't have any optical zoom, but this is the digital zoom. Of course, highly pixelated. It's only 4 times zoom. And this is zooming back out, of course. Of course, I don't use this for zoom. I just use this when I need something really quick. Okay, so here we have the Canon Vixia HF R500. It was going to take me a little while to get used to all those letters and numbers, but this is again not done in MP4 like the previous two. This is done in AVC HD, and I wanted to just try it out, see what the quality is. Now what I love about this is it's got a touch screen. let's see how the zoom does. And I actually touched it on an area, and as you can see, the zoom is of course not 20x, it's 32x, 34x, and the stabilization is pretty good here. Zooming out again. This is slow zoom out, this is fast zoom out right here. And I just wanted to show you all the color. This is of course on auto also, just right out of the box, nothing out of the ordinary. And I wanted to test it out and see what the audio and the video does in all comparison. Okay, so I'm trying the different zoom speeds, and here's the I had the 2 zoom speed. There's a variable zoom speed, and no matter how, this is kind of like if I were using the piano and the touch sensitivity. So I really like this variable zoom speed that it has, because sometimes I hire videographers to shoot for me, and then I do all the editing after when I do concerts and weddings and things. And this is really handy, so that I make sure that everybody zooms at the right speed. So this speed right here seems to be the speed that I'm going to be using, which is ×2, because I don't want the zoom to be too fast. I don't want them to be able to zoom out too fast or too slow.
Okay, so here we are in Premiere Pro, and I haven't put any settings in. I just made the new file, and my sequence has no settings. So I think that all I'm supposed to do is take the AVCHD file and drop it in there, and it imports the file. So here are the videos, the 2 videos from the camera at 1920 by 1080, and here 1920 by 1080. So basically, when I create the sequence, that's the file I got from the from my iPod Touch. When I click the sequence here, and take these out of here. Okay, now I don't need this. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new sequence with this here. And there we have it. So my new sequence is created with the file name here, and then I can just take this other one here and pop it in there, and there we have it. So let me go ahead and mute this and do the same thing. So there's my footage. And all these settings are direct from the camera. And it looks like I was having a little trouble there. Let's look at the zoom. So of course, by far, using Premiere Pro is a little bit better for AVCHD than the ScreenFlow. So unfortunately, I'm going to have no choice but to use Premiere Pro, but that's not quite a surprise. I figured I'd have to do all my editing in ScreenFlow that way. Now, as far as taking and mismatching, here is the other footage. Here's the one from the camera. Go ahead and drag that in there. Okay, and here's the one from the Canon. Okay, and as you can see, these two are 1920 by 1080, but this one here is 1280 by 720 from the phone, and this is 1280 by 720 from my Canon. So and also you can see that the frame rate is a little different. Frame rate here is 29.97, and the frame rate here is 28.19. The frame rate for the movie file is 30 frames per second. I still can, what's great about this is I still can mismatch here. I can still, put everything at the highest quality. And all I'd have to do is make this a little bit bigger so that it would match the actual size of this frame rate here. Okay. Okay, so what have we learned? I learned that AVC HD cannot be played on my ScreenFlow program. So unfortunately, the ease of use that I use, ScreenFlow for, which is just being able to quickly download or basically quickly upload to YouTube, cannot be done if I use AVCHD, or as far as I know. Perhaps there's a setting that I'm missing that would allow me to do it. But as of yet, I'm glad, of course, that I have my Adobe Premiere Pro. The second thing I've learned is that I really love the expanded settings. I really love those, especially for the fixed zoom speed and the focus memory. Basically, I can touch anywhere on the screen, and where I touch, that's what is going to stay in focus. I love that because, like I said, if I'm going to be doing concerts and I'm going to be zooming in and out, I want to make sure that I keep the faces that I'm going to be zooming in on in focus. And finally, among many things, I can record with just about any size card. The card that I'm using right now is a 16 gigabyte card because my 32 gigabyte card that I used originally is still in the computer. So I can use that one and do 2 hours of AVC HD video, or I can use my 32 gigabyte one. So it's really good. So when you're considering buying a video camera, just know that this is a very good one. The one by Canon. Let's see if I can remember it all now. It's the HF R500. Yes, a little bit of camera magic. I had to go and look at it. I'm going to have to get used to these letters because this is going to be my new favorite camera from now on. So thank you very much for your time, and subscribe or leave comments. Let me know how you like this. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. And let me know if you need anything else, any other questions. Have a good day.